Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this December the 18th, 2021, the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. This is third Saturday, but we're going to have sometimes we have bonus Wong. We got bonus Cooksey, okay? We got Cooksey, and then next week got Frank. But Frank Barton is in the studio. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everyone.
You know that Frank voice. And Bill Cooksey, of course, is in Jackson and checking in with us. Good morning, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
All right, let's find out from the man himself, the chief butcher that I know. I mean that is not as a bad thing. That's good, okay? I mean, that's good. But we got Dave Payne on the line from Dave's Deer Processing in Galloway. And, Dave, I know I was planning to come in today, but I ain't going out, okay? I'll see you Monday. But This weather's crazy. So how's things going at Dave's Deer Processing?
Oh, it's going great. It's going real good. It's slowed down a little bit, but it's like you said, it's just because of this weather, up and down. It don't know whether it's summer or winter. You know.
Well, I won't, folks. I went back and looked, Dave. All right, through Thursday, at this time last year, through Thursday, okay, we had killed. Let's see, where is it here? 108,904 deer. Okay, through this day. This year, we're a little bit below. No, we killed 108,904 right now. 108,904 deer at this time.
Yep.
Okay, last year, total, we killed 158,704 deer. At this time last year, we had killed 127,000 deer. So we are 20,000 deer behind. And I know, Dave, you will say like I did last year. You could throw out the book, and Bill Cooksey will say this too. We had more people hunting last year than ever. And
That's right.
And so, have you seen that trend, Dave?
Well, yeah, a little bit. We know we're lighter than last year on this time.
Okay.
Around this time, Thanksgiving week is hard to judge. That's always the crazy week when every processor has to shut down.
Yes.
After that, you can kind of judge the rest of your season. So we know we're a little lower than last season. But some days there's nothing. Some days there's 30. So you can't pattern it.
Well, I know Cooksey and Frank here, they're trying to pattern the deers, the ducks, as we're patterning the deer.
That's right.
Is that possible? Is that possible, Bill Cooksey?
Yeah, it's real easy right now.
Oh, it is?
Real easy to pattern.
All right, Frank's shaking his head over here. That means that if there's water, there's ducks? I mean,
no.
All right.
If there's water, no one's hunting with plenty of food in it. There are ducks.
Oh, okay. And there's also water moccasins out in December too.
Yes, that's
right. I know that. All right, Dave. We're going to let you get back to business here, but tell them your hours, how to get to you, and everything like that.
Yeah, we're at 1365 Burroughs Cemetery Road, right off of Highway 70. And our hours this time of year, we're still 9 in the morning, but it's about 7 o'clock at night.
Okay.
People just call us, and we'll see where we're at.
Okay.
On this time of year.
Just call him, and that number, if you want to call him, the number, give him that number.
That number is 901-870-2819.
Sounds good. All right, Dave Payne, I hope to see you Monday then. Okay, man?
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, Dave. All right.
All right, see you guys.
Bye. Dave Payne from Dave's Deer Processing. I forgot to mention I got a pound of his jerky. Woo, it's wonderful. So don't just think you're going to go out there and get some venison and things like that. Try out that jerky, that sausage he's got. But the jerky, woo, I love jerky. I don't know. But, okay, we gave the figures there. Frank, you were at an event last weekend, the annual physically challenged deer hunt at Arca Butler. And that's always a big deal. Bill knows about it. I know about it, of course. But how did it go?
It was very warm, and for the most part, it was very dry. Hunters were extremely comfortable. Unfortunately, the success rate was not that great. I believe the final count, because I was not there on Sunday, the last day, I believe the final count was 15, and that's about a third
of what they normally get.
Well, yeah, I think the goal was to get 40.
Yeah,
and
it's
just hard when you go out in the morning and it's 65 degrees when you go out in the morning.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And it just warms up from there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Kind of hard to get excited about deer hunting.
Well,
but those guys, if there's anyone that could get excited about deer hunting,
it's them.
It's that group of guys.
Yeah,
and gals. There's some women there
around the campfire. Just a wonderful event. We're going to talk about that. We get Frank back on third Saturday in January. We'll kind of rehash that. And Bill, both of you guys being duck hunters, let's spend a little bit of time here because later in the show, folks, Bill is really set up, and I can't wait to talk to Hayden Richard, the first Louisiana World Duck Calling Champion since 1953. Stick around. We're going to come with Hayden somewhere around 7 o'clock or so. But let's talk ducks just for a few minutes. Bill, your perspective, because you hunt the bottoms and things of West Tennessee, and you have a lot of connections with Vanishing Paradise, where he is the sportsman outreach coordinator. So tell us what's going on that you're hearing.
Larry, it's really tough. I mean, I've hunted twice.
Yes.
That's all I've done. My place is dry, and a lot of folks are in that position. The people I know that are actually doing pretty well have either permanent water or are pumped up early. They have good water, good food, and they are absolutely doing all they can to minimize the pressure they're putting on the birds.
Yeah.
Shooting for an hour and a half, maybe 2-3 days a week, and not many people are able to do any more than that and have any kind of consistent, even mediocre shoots. They're really tough. And now we've got this full moon coming without much of a cold front, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh, you're just full of good. You're full of good news, Bill. You're just full of good news. Okay.
I won't be hunting before Christmas, Larry. The way it looks right now.
Wow.
At my place. Yeah.
Wow, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I have a similar report as far as, but I'll preface mine by saying Arkansas Game and Fish released their December aerial survey.
I posted it on Facebook.
And the good news, as they said, is it's not the lowest estimate since they've been doing it.
And Bill's laughing. Go ahead. Yeah.
The bad news is it's the second lowest.
It's the second lowest. Okay. Yeah.
Second lowest. So, what Bill said is very similar in that, permanent water, pumped up early, and the clubs are absolutely not hunting as long and doing what they can not to put as much pressure on them. But even then, I've heard of clubs that waited, took off for 2 or 3 days and didn't hunt and came back the next day and never fired a shot.
Still didn't fire a shot.
Then I talked to a friend of mine that I get reports from all the time over around the Brinkley area. And they had when the season came back in last weekend, they had 2 great days, Saturday and Sunday, and they decided they were just going to stick around and have another day. So they hunted on Monday and had another good hunt on Monday.
How did that?
And they've shut down since then.
They have shut down since then.
Right. And they haven't hunted this week. I'm sure they're going to come back tomorrow. No, they should be out there today.
Well, of course, our hearts go out to all our friends at Reelfoot. It's just, and I know connections-wise and things along that line, and we'll spend a lot of time with this on next week's show. We'll talk a little bit later about that's going to be a special show next week, but what's happened up there. I've got a friend that was that had gone up there Saturday, was going to spend a week at the campgrounds at State Park, ended up at a different park campground because of what's going on and what happened at at Cypress Point, and those wonderful duck hunters came all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, come every year, and 2 of them were killed in a tornado at Cypress Point. And there's so much going on up there, Bill, and you hear this connection too. I know the rallying,
I was there Monday, Larry.
Well, tell us.
Went by Reelfoot, and I've been going up there since I was 4 years old.
Yes, yeah.
And there were places around the lake as I drove around that I would have to look out at the countryside away from the lake to try to figure out kind of where I was on the lake.
Yeah.
Because there are places there's just nothing. There's debris and trees broken in half. Even the landmarks along the shoreline we've all come to know are gone. But it's when you drive through, and I drove through Dresden that day too. I had to go down to from Reelfoot to Camden, and similar there. How there are not thousands of people dead is really the miracle of this thing.
It's a miracle, this thing, and I know Dresden, the home of Ned Ray McWhirter, our former governor and avid outdoorsman. But we're going to talk more about this as we go on the show. But and next week, as I said, we'll tell you more about it. But hope to talk to some folks up at Reelfoot and get a perspective on that. But it'll be Bill and Frank with me. Shelby McCall has taken care of all of our pushing the buttons and everything. And I've still got to remember this is 790 The Bet now. And if I don't mention that, it's because I forgot. It's just it's about the 8th format we had in our 20 years here. But I'm still back at Country Legends sometimes. But let's take a break. Going to come back, hook up with Keith Warner of Keith Warner Gunsmithing in Germantown, and talk a little about if you want to get a firearm for Christmas. Keith's going to tell us how to do it, what to do, how to handle it. And if you've got troubles, Keith's going to help you with that too. So let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. We'll be right back.